Okay. Hello everyone. So let me start today's topic. This will be the last type of goods for which we will understand the substitution effect, price effect and income effect. First we will understand price effect and then we will extract substitution and income effect from that. So as I told you that day only on Saturday morning, I told you that you all should write the substitution price and income effect in your copy, and on Monday I will ask each one of you to turn on your video and show well that you have written. So I will pin by doing sampling. Okay, randomly I will select and do sampling and pin and see. So all of you please turn on your video and show me what you have written. Show me what you have written. Turn on your video and show me. I'm stopping the presentation so that turn on your video please and show me your written work. Hello, am I audible? No one is turning on their video and suddenly so many people left. What is happening? Yes, Parveen, thank you. You're the first one to turn on. Wait. Okay, Parveen, I can see you. Thank you. Thank you. Turn off your video. Very good that you have done your work. What about others? Who has done? Nupur, Srishti. Okay, very good. Very good. Very good, Nupur. Very good, Srishti. Okay, ma'am. Suhana also, you have done. Okay, Muskan.
Good morning, ma'am.
Charu. Yes, Meghna, I can see you. Okay, Charu, I have seen. Shreya, thank you. Seen. Okay, very good. Very good. Okay, Anmol also. Anmol, wait. Let me see.
Ma'am, what
Show
are you
me.
correcting, ma'am?
Yes?
What are you correcting, ma'am?
What am I?
What are you checking?
Don't you check the WhatsApp group?
The assignment.
This was not an
The assignment.
assignment. I just asked you to write the note in your copy and I'll see who have written and who has not written. Okay,
Oh, okay.
Anmol, seen. Seen. Okay. Who else? Himani. Okay, very good, Himani. Thank you. Muskan. Done. Muskan also done. Who else? I'm just seeing the write-up, whether you have written or not. Don't show me another write-up. I can understand the diagram. So those who are not showing me, I'm taking a photograph. Yes, Preeti, you have done. Yeah, some network issue. Yeah, okay. Okay, Preeti. It's so hazy. I cannot understand actually. It's okay. All right. So those who have done, those who have shown me, I'm taking a note. And the ones who have not done, I'm just clicking the pictures out of 27. 8 or 9 has shown me so far. Okay, Suhana, I can see yours. Yes. Yes. Very good. Very good. Very good. Okay, Suhana, you can turn off your video if you wish. Anyone else who has done, who has completed the work? If any one of you, many of you have not done, I know. So while I will discuss this write-up today, you will have to write. You'll have to finish the write-up during the discussion itself, I'm telling you. And after the class, I will ask you, randomly I'll ask to show. Alright? So you should write whatever I'm discussing right now. Alright? This is the last type of goods for which we will try to figure out how the substitution effect, price effect, and income effect works in this type of goods. The good that we are going to take up today is Giffen goods. So I think many of you have idea about the Giffen goods. So I would like to hear from you that what is actually a Giffen good. Those who knows, those who have studied economics, to them I'm asking. For I know for few of you it will be completely a new word. So those who had economics in class 12, I'm asking to them. So tell me, what do you understand by Giffen goods? If you have any idea about it.
The goods which are very low in price and also necessary.
Non-luxurious product, ma'am.
Non-luxurious product, okay. Taken that.
Basically, the necessities of life.
Okay. And what is the speciality of these types of goods? What is the speciality of this in respect of law of demand? What is the speciality?
Ma'am, when given goods rises with the price rises and fall with the price falls.
When the price falls. Yes. It goes against the law of demand, right? Basically, all of your answers are correct. This will be low priced sometimes. Yeah, it also can be taken. Yeah. And yes, these are non-luxurious goods. And the speciality about these types of good is that it goes against the law of demand. When the price increases, the demand also increases. And when the price decreases, the demand also decreases. Like that it goes, okay? So we'll study in detail that if this is the case, then what will happen to the price effect, substitution effect, and income effect. All right. In class 12, most probably you have learned about the Giffen goods. I don't know whether this topic was there because I am not studied in CBSE or ICSE board. I am from Assam actually. So I don't know whether this topic is taught in class 12 level or not. But in college level, this is very important to learn. Just a minute. Okay, so in college level, it is important to understand that if the Giffen good is the type of the product that you are studying, then what happens to the substitution effect, income effect, and the price effect. Okay, that's why this has been mentioned separate, and it cannot be matched with the normal good because normal good goes in one direction and Giffen goods characteristics goes in the other direction. That's why you have to learn all these three types of categories: substitution, income, and price effects separately. Okay, and I'm telling you, drawing the diagram is very, very important. Okay, because it is the diagram only which defines or which segregates or which differentiates between these three types of goods. That's why it is very important to draw the diagram properly with pencil, with ruler. You have to draw. I'm telling you again and again, don't draw freehand. It is never going to match. Okay. So on that note, let me start the Giffen goods discussion today. This is, yeah, someone of you also written in the chat box, Giffen goods are also inferior goods. Yes, these are also inferior goods, but these are stronger than the inferior goods. Okay, the effects are going to be stronger than the inferior goods. So if you say a strongly inferior good is a Giffen good, and it has been named after Sir Robert Giffen, who found that potatoes, from where this idea came to this great economist. He found that potatoes were an indispensable food item for the poor peasants of Ireland. So potato was a necessity. It was a necessity for the poor people who were living in a country. It was a necessity. Okay, like in India, rice and wheat is a necessity. So different countries has different types of food eating habits. That's why it was observed by Sir Robert Giffen that um, potatoes were an indispensable food item for the poor peasants of Ireland. He observed that in the famine of 1848, a rise in the price of potatoes led to an increase in their quantity demanded. Now, what he observed that being a necessity food amongst the poor people who were living in there, he observed that when the price of potatoes had increased at certain point of time, the demand also grown up sharply with respect to the change in the price of potato. And thereafter, he suddenly observed that the fall in the price of potatoes were decreased after a certain period of time, and it led to the reduction in their quantity demanded also. So that idea came to his mind that why this is going against the law of demand, and it is going directly proportional to the movement of price. Price increasing, demand also increasing, as well as price is falling, demand is also falling. Why this is happening? That's all. Let me point out, because this is coming to my mind, that those who were answering the concept of given goods, I think they have not shown me their homework. So if this is the case, I may be wrong also, because in online medium it is very difficult to identify who is who and remember also. Still, if this is the case, that since you know the answers, that's why you are not doing the homework, then you are not in the right place, I'm telling you. You are not in the right place, and you are not suited for this community of our college, I'm telling you. Okay, this is the first time I'm talking harshly to all of you, that if this is the case, that you think that you know all these things and you don't have the necessity of doing this again, then you are completely wrong, I'm telling you. And you're going to a very, very tough state where if you stop studying, then your life is going to be affected. You are in studies, you may be in business also, but study should be your first priority at this stage of your life. You are in college level, you have left school, now your direct ambitious life has begun. And if in this stage you stop studying thinking that I know all these things, I don't have to study, you are completely wrong, I'm telling you. And this online medium, I don't know what you have done in school examination, but I think you know also that your seniors were asked to write the examination. Although this was an open book examination, you think open book examination is very easy, but it is not really so. They had to trouble a lot. I had personally talked to them because I used to teach them. So they had told me that, ma'am, it was difficult than the offline mode, because although it was open book examination and we thought that we will just see and write the answer, but it did not happen so smoothly. What happened was, we had to search for the answer, we had to find the answer, then we had to write. So we were taking a lot of time and we were at nowhere, because we didn't have much idea also about the topic, because we have not studied. They clearly told me. So this was just an example. In your case, anything else can happen also. If you think that this is an online mode, I will not do the homework, I will not attend the class, I'll sleep during the class. Many of you are sleeping also now, I know. You are in the bed, not woke up also in the morning. I know this. So if this is the case, I'm telling you, you are making a mistake. You are doing completely wrong to yourself. You are not in the right place. Just a wording to you. This is the first time that has happened. Only 10 to 20% has done their homework, because I'm taking the data from their turning on the video. I'm taking the data from there. So if I see the evaluate the data, only 10, 15, maximum 15% of you have done. And class attendance 31 only out of 55, 63. I will report this. Wait, I'll report those who are irregular. Many of you are regular also, but many of you are irregular also. I will report. Wait, it's been 1 month, no? 1 month. It's time to get stricter. So please, it's my first and it should be the last warning also. You do not take this period lightly, okay? You're going to a tough phase of your life, I'm telling you. It's not an easy phase. So if you're not listening to us, you are going to trouble yourself only. Anyways, so what was observed by Sir Robert Giffen, that a rise in the price of potato has brought a rise in the quantity demanded of it, as well as a fall in the price of potato has led to a reduction in their quantity demanded. So it was the law of demand was ignored by this type of good, which is potato. It was seen. This direct relation between price and quantity demanded in relation to essential food items is called the Giffen goods. Now, why this is happening? It was happening due to the characteristic of the good. Okay, if the good was an essential item, people cannot survive with it without this item. That's why it was happening. That's why it was happening. It was going against the law of demand, and it was showing a direct relationship between price and the quantity demanded. The reason for such a paradoxical tendency is that when the price of some food articles like bread of mass consumption rises, this is tantamount to a fall in the real income of the consumers who reduce their expenses on more expensive food items. As a result, the demand for the bread increases. So, if the price of our most essential food item increases, so obviously what we will do, we will stop buying, or we will adjust our shopping on the expensive food items without which we can survive. But we will go on spending more and more on the essential item which we need, which without which we cannot survive. So that is the funda which was working out here, and people were actually buying more when the price of the essential food item increased. All right, this reason for such a still people are joining. Where you had been, Aman? Why are you so late, Aman?
I'm sorry, I was out for some work.
Don't be late, okay? You people, please don't be late. You try to bring on some online discipline within yourself. If it is online, it's not that we are not knowing each other. We are well knowing each other. So why you are not being disciplined? You heard during the interviews and all know that you have to be disciplined in this college. And so does in the online mode. Sometimes network issues, this issue, that's fine. But going out and missing the class during the class time, it's not a good idea, okay? All right, so why this was happening? The reason for such a paradoxical tendency is that when the price of food items like bread of mass consumption rises, mass consumption, that means everyone is buying, no? This is a mass consumption. There is a lot of buyers for bread. So this is tantamount to a fall in the real income of the consumer, because if the price of one essential good item and for which mass consumption is happening, that thus the individually also people consume more, right? Essential items are consumed more. So there's a mass consumption all throughout the economy. So this is tantamount to a fall in the real income of the consumer, because if the price of the mass consumed items is increasing, that means there will be a fall in the real income of the consumer. So thus, what will he do to survive, or what will he do to buy the essential item in the required quantity for his family? He will obviously cut down his expense on the expensive food items, and thus, as a result, the demand for the bread will keep on increasing. Okay. Okay, Ria. Understood. Thanks for informing. So this kind of issues should be informed. Whatever, if you're having network issues, power cut, system failure, whatever, you should inform. But it should not happen daily, otherwise it will be a fishy thing. Okay. Anyways, so this happens. So if the real income of the consumer will decrease, then he will think of reducing his expenses on the more expensive food items, and thus he will increase his demand for the essential item, because he need that, right? He needs more, he needs to consume more, so he will cut down his expense on the expensive food items, and he will purchase more of the essential item. It happens due to the substitution effect. Okay, we will understand it better in this paragraph, in the next paragraph. Similarly, a fall in the price of bread raises the real income of the consumers. Now, what will he do if there is a fall in the bread? It's not that he will buy more bread, because what happens, you will not consume more than your capacity. No, the whatever your body permits, you will consume that much. So it's not that if the price of the bread is falling, then you will also you will also go on buying more thing, because you can consume that. So what will happen here in this time is, due to the fall in the price of the essential item, the real income of the consumer will increase. Thus, what will he do? He will spend this increased real income in buying the expensive food item. Now he will substitute the expensive food item for the essential item. That is how it will happen. It will be clearer if we go through the diagram explanation. See, in the case of a given good, the positive income effect is stronger than the negative substitution effect. In the inferior good, what we saw, that the substitution effect was stronger, right? But here, the positive income effect will be stronger than the negative substitution effect, so that the consumer buys less of it when the price falls. And thus it happens, because the explanation in the previous paragraph, we have seen that if price is increasing, demand also increasing, price is falling, demand is also falling. So this is a positive income effect related to real income of the consumer. So income effect, right? So this positive income effect is going to be stronger than the negative substitution effect. Okay, so substitution effect, it is the rate at which, or the relationship between the substitution of one product to the other due to the change in the one product. So it will have what did we see? We saw that the income effect, which is a positive one, is going to be stronger than the substitution effect, which is a negative. This is illustrated in the figure. Suppose X is a given good, and the initial equilibrium point is R, where the budget line PQ is tangent to the indifference curve I1. Now, same diagram we are drawing, just like previously we have also drawn. Same diagram we are trying to draw. So, I1 is the indifference curve, R is the point of equilibrium, and PQ is the budget line, right? And how we are determining the point of equilibrium? We are determining it by the tangent point. With this indifference curve, the budget line PQ is tangent at the point R. That is why we are saying that R is the point of equilibrium. Now, the price of X falls and the consumer moves to point T of the tangency between the budget line PQ and the curve I2. Now, what will happen is, suppose the price of X has fallen, and the consumer will move to the point T of the tangency between the budget line PQ and the curve I2. So he will move at a point T. Now you see this is a vital difference from the other two diagrams. See here, this point T is above this point R, and it is showing lesser quantity of X. Can you observe that? This point T, which is a tangent to the new indifference curve I2, because real income has increased. Real income has decreased, but this point of tangency, that is T, real income has increased, right? Because price has fallen, right? Real income has increased, so the tangent will occur at a higher indifference curve, but this point of tangency will occur at a level which will determine lesser quantity than the previous level. Because this is given goods, no? When the price will fall, the demand for that quantity will also fall. That's why this point you will observe at a higher level. And when you draw perpendicular on the x-axis, this will show you that this new equilibrium point is actually showing lesser quantity than it was showing before when it was at the point R. Alright. So this is happening due to the nature of the good, which is a given good. Understood? So this movement from R to T, it is happening due to the nature of the good, which is a given good. Now his movement from R to T is called what? As usual, it is called the price effect, because this movement is happening due to the movement in price. That is why this movement from R to T is nothing but your price movement, whereby he reduces his consumption of X by how much quantity? By quantity BE. Because it is a given good, when the price of the good had fallen, the consumer consumed less, and thus his tangency should occur at a higher point. Understood? Till this much, if it is clear, then I won't be able to finish up today, so we can continue the discussion tomorrow, and after that I'll give you the equations. Okay, Slutsky theorem's equation tomorrow again. Okay, I told you at the beginning that that equation was wrongly printed in this link, so I will give you another formula or another theorem tomorrow on Slutsky. Okay, so you understand till this much, because this diagram is different from the previous two diagram, because here when the price of X is falling, the demand is actually falling, it is not rising. That is why this point, new equilibrium point, will have to be at a higher point, higher point on the new budget line PQ1, so that when you draw perpendicular on the x-axis, this shows a lower quantity than the previous equilibrium point's quantity demanded. Understood? If not, please ask me. Okay, till this much it has to be clear. You check the rest of the two diagrams. You see the rest of the two diagrams. Wait, I'm showing you on the screen. You see, in this case of inferior goods, when we shifted to the new equilibrium point, it was at a point such that when you draw perpendicular, that showed you a higher number of quantities demanded than the previous equilibrium point. This R and T, can you see this R and T on the diagram? Then you are drawing perpendicular B, perpendicular E, and this E was showing you more number of units than the point B. OE is more than OB, right? But here, and in the case of normal good also, OE was more than OB, correct? But in the case of given goods, this OE will be less than OB. See in your screen, this O is less than OB. Why this is happening? This is happening due to the nature of the good, which is a given, and that holds the characteristic of giving you a direct relationship between price and quantity demanded of the good for which price has changed. Understood? If any doubt, please ask me. Okay. By the time I'm taking your attendance, you please ask if you have any doubt till this much. Very less I have taught you today, and those who had written already in the copy, it will be easier for them to understand it quickly. They will understand quicker than those who have not written in their copy anything. So it is very important to write. When you listen, you don't learn properly. When you write, you learn properly, and you learn best when you act. This is a verse, no? So that's why I asked you to write. You write. After that, when I discuss, it will be very easy for you to understand. Anyways, if you have not written, kindly finish up today. Tomorrow I'll take again if I get time. All right, now respond. Abhay Sharma,
Yes, ma'am.
Aditya,
Yes, ma'am.
Alsava, Aman, Aman Goel,
Yes, ma'am.
Aman
Ma'am, Aman
Sharma,
Sharma present. Yes, ma'am.
Ananta, Angela,
Yes, ma'am.
Anish,
Present, miss.
Anisha, Ankit, Anmol.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, both the Anmols are present. First Anmol is Anmol Gupta, second Anmol is Anmol Lama. Okay. Bhavesh, Vikash, Vishwadeep, Karu,
Present, ma'am.
Chirag,
Ma'am,
Deepika.
Chirag texted me that he was not able to join the meeting.
I denied entry to him. Tell him.
Okay, ma'am.
Deepika, Girish, Himani,
Present, ma'am.
Jaya, Kashish, Meghna,
Yes, ma'am.
Mehul, Parveen,
Present, ma'am.
Muskan Agarwal, to Muskan Agarwal.
Ma'am, present. 2859.
Okay. Neha,
Yes,
Nikhil, Nishita.
Ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Those who are saying yes, ma'am, you can leave the class and join your next class. Okay. Nupur,
Yes, ma'am.
Piyush,
Present, ma'am.
Pragati, Prageshwar, Prashant, Pratham, Preeti,
Present, ma'am.
Ronak,
Yes, ma'am.
Ravi.
Ma'am, you skipped
Yes,
my
ma'am.
name, ma'am.
What is your name?
Pratham Agarwal, ma'am.
I called Pratham.
Sorry, I was not. I
You
skipped
are?
it, ma'am.
Ria Lama,
Yes, ma'am.
Rohan, Ronak Agarwal, Sahil,
Present, ma'am.
Shama, Srishti,
Present, ma'am.
Sneha, Saurav, Saurav Agarwal, Srishti, Suhana,
Yes, ma'am.
Sujit, Suvneet,
Present, ma'am.
Swati,
Present, miss.
Swayam, Tanya, Yash, Yashika.
Present, ma'am. Yash Agarwal.
Okay.
Ma'am,
All
I
right.
guess my name was missed, ma'am.
What is your name?
Ma'am, Nikhil Prashad.
Okay. Anyone else? Nikhil, I gave you attendance.
So thank you, ma'am.
Miss Ananta.
Ananta. Okay. All right. So you finish off the write-up today. Okay. Tonight you write. Tomorrow we'll finish off the discussion. Bye-bye.